a pre-recording from Jeff. Jeff is, for those that know Jeff or don't know, he's extremely passionate about the Mitta River and other areas. He's part of the Friends of the Mitta, and they've done some amazing work up there, and now we're going to look at his pre-recording.
Hi, this is Jeffe Aronson, and I'm a resident of this beautiful area in Angler's Rest near the Blue Duck, surrounded by Alpine National Park. And I'm also the president of Friends of the Mitta. This presentation is about what it's like living in a bushfire-prone area, and also what it's like fighting a bushfire, a big bushfire, and the recovery process afterwards, and how to prepare your property for the next bushfire. It's also about engaging people who visit the area and our neighbors in our community through Friends of the Mitta. We have a big give back event every year, and we also created a citizen science website that helps educate people about the biodiversity, and that way they were able to come out and get their hands dirty, participate, plant some native trees, get rid of some invasive weeds, enjoy the area at the same time. So everybody ends up with a better understanding of the area, and they have a great time at the same time. This is our place here. As you can see, we've done a whole lot of clearing in the background where we leave very short grass and widely spaced trees. You can see the difference between this and the parkland bush in the distance here across the river from us, where it's super thick. And we have a picture of that completely on fire in '03 that threatened our lives. So we've done a lot of cool burning. We just wait till wintertime and it's nice and moist, it's nice and cool, and then we'll burn the ground cover, but it won't be so hot that it ladder climbs up the trunks of the trees and burns the trees as well. So that's part of how you make your property more defendable. So there's a lot of elements to making the community more prepared for the future, as well as recovering from previous fires. We went through the fires of '03 and also the last year's January 2020 fires. So we have a lot at stake, and so we try to do the best we can using different methods. In '03, a big, huge fire came through our place, 1,000-kilometer fire front. And again, in last year, in 2020, we had a big fire. And, you get a lot of damage after a fire. And so there's a lot of recovery work that needs to be done, as well as preparation work. And part of what we do here in this area is cool burns. There's a picture of us burning at night when it's cool and moist, or in the wintertime, to make our property more defendable next time around. In my experience, the more you know about an area, the more you understand it, the more you learn about it, the more you love it, and the more you want to care for it. So we created this citizen science website so that whether you're coming out here as a visitor, or perhaps as a teacher or a student, or an instructor or as a guide, before you came out, you could actually go into the site and learn something about the flora and the fauna, the birds, the plants, the geology, the human history, whether it be pioneer history or Aboriginal history. Made it as easy as possible for individuals, school groups, tourists, camps to dig in and see more information about our area and the Mitta drainage in specific. We did a lot of drone footage of the Mitta River. You can see the kayakers right down there about to kayak through that really beautiful rapid called S-Bend. And it's really easy to navigate this website, and we had a couple of grants that we put towards creating it. We also link to other citizen science sites. We've also collected articles by volunteers and students. You can either book a day or week or several days in the area during your journey to put in an hour or 2 or 3 with the students. You can learn about hygiene.
One of the most powerful weapons we have to fight COVID-19 is also one of the most simple: soap. Your mother was right. Wash your hands. A lot.
Swift water rescue, all sorts of important details and things you should know, and your students should know if they're coming out on a wilderness journey, either with a school or a camp, or even just by themselves or with their friends. You can check out campsites along the river, or you can join us on our volunteer day, which is usually on grand final weekend.
Yep. And PPE. Hands up if you brought your own PPE on.
And build fire pits, maintain campgrounds, maintain trails, help eradicate invasive species like broom and willow. Or just get an interpretive talk by myself or somebody else from Friends of the Mitta. And participate when there's 100 people out here doing those things. And then spend the evening at our great event where we have burritos and great music and a silent auction with some really cool stuff, which helps fund Friends of the Mitta for the following year, all our different projects. And if you can't come out and get your hands dirty yourself, you can certainly help us fund our other projects by helping us pay for things like new toilets or changing rooms for students or takeout ramps, or funding some of our other projects like distributing gall mites that eat broom, working with Parks Victoria or East Gippsland Shire, or joining one of the many journeys and groups that come out here and help us do those very things as part of giving back to the Mitta. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, brief as it was, and I hope you enjoy and learn from the rest of the forum. Perhaps you or your camp or your school wants to come out and participate in some of these projects as part of your journey or your outdoor education experience. Be it dealing with invasive weeds or planting native trees or maintaining trails or campgrounds. There's a lot of ways you can participate. And actually, it's a lot of fun getting your hands dirty and not only helping the environment, but also helping the local communities. So thanks very much, and hope you enjoy the rest of the forum. And thanks for listening.